Welcome back to the Round Number One YouTube channel. I'm your host, Michael, and yes, I know it's been 3 weeks. Life happens, sleep schedules get destroyed, and wrestling refuses to slow down long enough for any of us to breathe. But I promise that when I came back, I'll be diving deeper into the fallout from the Royal Rumble, the early signs of the WrestleMania card, and the biggest question of the season: is WWE finally ready to pull the trigger on Roman Reigns versus CM Punk? And the answer is officially yes. WWE has announced it: Roman Reigns versus CM Punk for the World Heavyweight Championship at WrestleMania 42, WrestleMania Vegas. Now, before I go any further, I need to get something off my chest. This WrestleMania Vegas logo, this thing, I genuinely thought it was a placeholder logo. I thought we were waiting for the real logo, something neon, something loud, something that represents Sin City. Instead, we got something that looks like it was painted on the side of an apartment building in Charleston Heights by a guy who ran out of paint halfway through. Now, the concept is good. The execution looks like a sketch someone forgot to finish. And it blows my mind that WWE didn't revise this logo at all before locking it in. So let's get back to the real story. I've been watching Raw and SmackDown every week, which is terrible for my sleep because I just turned 40 years old and I should not be up at 10 p.m. on a Monday night. But I can tell you with absolute confidence, the single biggest promotional weapon WWE has for WrestleMania Vegas is Roman Reigns versus CM Punk. This isn't just a dream match. This is the biggest what if WWE pretended didn't exist for a decade. And now that Punk is back, it feels less like fantasy booking and more like fate finally catching up. And I'll talk about this more later, but let me just say this quickly. WWE needs another big match. And the only other what if WWE has left is Cody Rhodes versus The Rock. Rock versus Roman isn't happening this year. Roman is busy with Punk. So WWE needs another stadium selling match. Rock versus Cody should already be on the whiteboard in the WWE creative headquarters. I'll try to talk about this more later, but let's get back to why Punk versus Roman matters for WrestleMania this year. Now, CM Punk and Roman Reigns, in my opinion, they represent two completely different eras of WWE. Punk is the guy who walked out because he refused to play the corporate game. Punk is a rebellion. Roman is the machine. He's the chosen one. He's the face of WWE's most protected era. The tribal chief who built an empire on dominance, manipulation, and the idea that nobody is on his level. So, Punk left right before Roman's rise. These two were never supposed to collide. Roman became everything Punk hated, and Punk became everything Roman didn't need around. So, WWE has spent years pretending these two worlds never touched. But fans don't forget, because deep down, everybody knew the story. the guy who left the system versus the guy who became the system. It's the perfect rivalry, the one WWE never booked, but the audience never stopped imagining. And Roman Reigns is the final boss. CM Punk never got to fight. Punk beat Cena, Punk beat Jericho, Punk beat the entire roster during the Summer of Punk, but he never beat Roman. He never got to face Roman. Punk and WWE split before it could happen. Now, 10 years later, the match is real. So, one of Punk's go-to lines is, "Isn't it great to be alive in insert city name, let's say Toronto tonight." So, and honestly, it hits different now because 10 years went by and somehow all of us, you, me, Punk, Roman, we're still here, still alive, still watching wrestling, still waiting for this match. Roman Reigns, I forgot his real name, but Roman Reigns, the real man, is still battling leukemia. Thank God he's still here for his family, his friends, and for us, the fans. CM Punk, thank God nothing ever happened to him that prevented a return. He went through AEW, came back to WWE, and he's healthy. And we haven't heard the phrase "match made in heaven" in a long time, but this is it. No script needed, just the right moment. So let's move on to something else. This is not going to be a long episode today because I'm trying to finish this before Raw starts. The exact time of recording right now is 7:20 p.m. I gotta after I record this video, I gotta video or audio, I gotta render it and then I gotta upload it to YouTube. Let's get on to the next topic very quickly. WrestleMania 42 week ticket sales. Is it an indictment of TKO or of WWE creative? So you might have seen some of the opinion columns floating around. You might have heard people on YouTube talking about it. Now, some people are saying that WrestleMania 42 week ticket sales are a creative problem. A lot of people, especially at I read a column at nodq.com by Mr. Tito. He says that WrestleMania 42 week ticket sales are a TKO problem. Now, here's the thing about me. I'm not here to attack my audience. I'm not here to attack people that I know, that I don't know, that are not in wrestling in a full-time, not in wrestling currently in a full-time capacity. I'm not here to attack or force anyone to agree with my opinions. I'm not here to tell you that your opinion is wrong because it doesn't match mine or the group I stand with. That's not how round number one works. A lot of fans feel like the stories aren't all there this year. Some feel the talent isn't all there this year. Others say the momentum just isn't the same as previous WrestleManias. And then you got the other side saying the exact opposite. The stories are there. The talent is there. The momentum is there. And honestly, both sides have a point. But here's where the conversation gets real. The business model of TKO is a massive reason WrestleMania 42 is struggling to move tickets. I just don't like the strategy of squeezing every dollar out of the hardcore fan base. I felt it myself last year. I wanted to go to the Elimination Chamber at Rogers Center here in Toronto, and the ticket prices were outrageous. And what made it worse, SmackDown, the night before at Scotiabank Arena, was priced almost the same as the stadium show. That's not normal. That's not wrestling. That's TKO trying to turn WWE into the NFL or the NHL. And I keep saying TKO, but let's be fair. WWE leadership is pushing this too. Nick Khan, WWE president, Triple H, chief content officer, both of them have been hammering the same talking point. They have said stuff like WrestleMania is as big as a Super Bowl, premium live events are as big as UFC events. And when you say that publicly, you start pricing your shows like the Super Bowl, like the NFL, like the NHL, like UFC, lower bowl seats are going for thousands for televised events. You have VIP packages at televised events and PLEs that look like mortgage payments. This isn't the pricing structure wrestling fans grew up with. This is a corporate experiment, and the fans are the guinea pigs. And here's the part nobody wants to talk about. Look at the shareholders of TKO Group. Now, outside of Ari Emanuel, the next biggest shareholders, I believe, are still the McMahons. Vince, Stephanie, and Linda. And not one of them has stepped forward to address ticket prices. Why? Because the stock value has skyrocketed since TKO was formed. They like how the business is running, they like the revenue, they like the numbers. So the fans get priced out and the shareholders get richer. And here's where things get interesting because, and honestly, a little scary. If WrestleMania 42 continues to underperform, it could be the moment TKO decides they want out of the wrestling business entirely. They could put WWE up for sale. And if that happens, the most likely buyer, the one of the deepest pockets, is Saudi Arabia. And hardcore fans have made it very clear. They do not want WWE owned outright by the Saudis. So these week ticket sales, they're not just a business story. They're not just a WrestleMania story. They might be the first domino in something much bigger. All right, so let's talk about something that honestly isn't important to me personally, but WWE Creative clearly wants it to be important to us, the hardcore viewers. And that's the whole mystery angle they're running right now. The hooded person attacking members of the Vision with Seth Rollins' curb stomp, and this random mystery crate that showed up backstage on Raw. So let's start with the crate. A giant wooden box shows up backstage, addressed to the WWE, with a big label. Big warning label. Do not open until February 28, 2026, the date of Elimination Chamber. Adam Pearce sees it, looks at the poor backstage guy like, why is this here? And immediately tells him to send it to SmackDown. Now, on SmackDown, Nick Aldis gets it and basically says the same thing. Nope, send it back. Now, let's be real. If something is addressed to WWE, it should be going to WWE headquarters, not following the TV trucks around like a lost Amazon package. So clearly, this isn't a real world delivery, it's a storyline prop, a promotional hook, something designed to keep the hardcore fans guessing. As for what's in the box, do I think it's Danhausen? No. Do I think it's Chris Jericho? Absolutely not. And the reason is simple. Both GMs are treating it like a joke. If the authority figures don't care, it's not going to be a massive reveal, in my opinion. If WWE wants this crate to actually mean something heading into WrestleMania 42, then you need a moment, a real moment, something that ties into the biggest story they have. So here's how you make the crate angle actually work. During Elimination Chamber, Cody Rhodes cuts an in-ring promo. The crate gets reeled out. Somebody opens it, and it's filled with rocks. Literal rocks. Then the rock music hits. He walks out and says, Cody, losing the chamber doesn't mean you're off WrestleMania. You're still going to main event because I'm still the final boss of TKO. And at WrestleMania Vegas, you're facing me. That's how you turn a goofy crate into a WrestleMania level moment. And like I said earlier, WWE needs another big match for WrestleMania Vegas. Not a good match, not a solid match, a stadium selling, mainstream pulling, headline grabbing match. Roman Reigns versus CM Punk is massive, it's historic, but one match, even one that big, isn't enough to carry a 2-night WrestleMania in Vegas. And if you've seen the latest news on Vegas, if you've seen the data from WrestleNomics, Vegas is still expensive. Vegas is a destination city. If WrestleMania 42 ticket sales aren't where they should be, fan excitement isn't where it usually is. And the card, as of now, being 7:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, 30 minutes before Monday Night Raw tonight, on February 23rd, 2026, the card doesn't have the depth of previous years. So, Cody versus Rock is the match. It checks every box. It's generational, it's personal, it's tied directly to the bloodline saga. It elevates Cody without taking anything away from Roman, and most importantly, it sells tickets. If WWE wants WrestleMania Vegas to hit the numbers they're aiming for, if they want to fill the stadium both nights, if they want this show to feel as big as they keep telling us it will be, they need another mega match. And the only match that fits the bill is Cody Rhodes versus The Rock. And I hope it gets booked. I desperately hope it gets booked. Now, we're almost done. Let's talk about the women's division problem. Now, let's talk about the women's side of the WrestleMania card, because I'm going to be honest with you. I'm not enjoying what's happening on Raw between Stephanie Vaquer and Liv Morgan. Liv won the Royal Rumble and she still hasn't chosen her opponent. We all know Jade Cargill isn't the one she's facing. Jade is in a completely different lane, and honestly, out of all the women in the WWE, she's honestly in a better lane. Jade Cargill as women's champion heading into WrestleMania is a big deal. Her match is going to overshadow all the women's matches at WrestleMania, in my opinion. Cargill versus Charlotte has been teased. Cargill versus Rhea is what fans actually want to see. Jade is in a great spot. Liv and Stephanie, not so much. And let's talk about the promo from last week. I've seen people saying online, oh, Stephanie Vaquer cut a great promo on Raw, but let's be honest, it's not true. Like, how is it a great promo when the majority of the audience doesn't speak Spanish? And the entire thing had to be translated. It's not a knock on Vaquer. She's talented, but the reaction online was fake hype. Then you have Liv Morgan crying after Dominic Mysterio translated the promo for her, crying, completely destroying her character's momentum, in my opinion, just 2 weeks ago. Like, Liv literally said she doesn't understand Vakur and then called her a derogatory Spanish word, and then laughed in her face and then exited the ring, all happy. So, that's not good character work, in my opinion. That's not good storytelling. This is just messy. This is just messiness from the WWE creative team. So here's where we are. The crate angle is goofy unless WWE ties it to something meaningful. The hooded attacker is filler unless it leads to real payoff. WrestleMania Vegas needs another mega match. Cody versus The Rock is the only match that can deliver that. And the women's division needs clearer direction because right now the Raw side is struggling while Jade Cargill and the endless possibilities of her WrestleMania opponent is carrying the star power on SmackDown. WWE has the pieces. They just need to put them in the right places. And hopefully with Raw tonight, it's shown to us. Okay, so that's it for today's quick update here on the Round One YouTube channel. Hope you enjoy Raw. We'll see you during the week with some predictions on Elimination Chamber this Saturday. For this Saturday on Netflix, internationally, ESPN in the United States. This is Michael. Catch you later.